YouTube! So, I'm back. I'm gonna make some videos. At least, I'm gonna try and be a little more consistent with these things. Vapergate, which is my company, we got a bunch of stuff coming out, and I sort of wanted to show you guys these new pieces of hardware before we actually start selling them so people know what the hell they even are. I have the Primero series RDAs, which a 24 and a 30, and they're a little different than normal RDAs, so it's not like you just wake it up and you go and this and that and everything. So I'm going to sort of show you what they're all about, why I kind of designed them the way I did, and hopefully you get it, because I think they're cool. But, I guess we'll find out and see, right? Alright, so what we have here is a 24mm and the 30mm Primero RDA. I'm going to sort of show you all the stuff on the 30 just because it's a little bit bigger, so you can kind of see what's going on, and it's a little easier to sort of demo all this shit for you. So in the box, you get the RDA, bag of stuff, and an extra drip tip. The extra drip tip is not fun to get out. You have to sort of pop it out, so here it is, okay? So what's the big deal about this thing? Well, it's polished stainless. It's a screw cap, so if you unscrew it, this is sort of where you see what's going on with it. Let's get a little closer. It has a center airflow. Center airflow with an AFC on the deck right here, okay? Gold-plated hex grub screws, and these guys come with a tool that makes it really easy to use. So the whole premise behind this thing is once it's all wicked up and good to go, you screw it shut, and when you drip down here, the juice doesn't come out of your air holes, right? Since the air post is in the middle, if it's laying down on its side, it's not going to leak, which is cool. And if you over drip or are prone to over dripping, it's not going to leak either because it holds a ton of liquid, right? So that's sort of like where I'm at with this thing. I think, it's I haven't seen a lot of, or any. I saw one center post airflow and I just didn't like it. And so I said, well, that's kind of a neat idea. Let's sort of see what I can do with it. And so I came up with this guy. Yeah. Each one of these guys comes with an acrylic drip tip and also a randomly assorted additional one. So there's a whole bunch of other colors that we got made, and they're going to be sort of tossed in. Just like a green, there's a teal, blue, a red, and orange. So yeah, that's it. So anyways, so check this out, right? So we get this guy, and everything's cool, but what you can do, I don't really have a tool to do this with, so you gotta use needle nose for it. But they come with different size center posts. So you have a small, a medium, and a large. And the small one is the one that comes installed on this, and you can put up to the medium or the large in here. You get, sorry. You get extra grubs, and you get this torque wrench, and this thing is freaking cool. I'm super pumped to be doing this instead of the blue screwdriver because it has hex on there and a Phillips, so it's actually usable, guys. It's super cool. I'm super pumped that we're doing this, and these guys are using grub screws with hexes on them, so they grab really tightly, which is nice because in the past I haven't had the best of luck with screws, and so I said screw that, haha. And we're going with these things, so they're badass. So let me show you what it looks like all set up, okay? Alright, so what I have installed on this guy is a dual coil 11 wrap N80 Nechrome wrap 24 gauge on this guy. It reads out at a 0.46. I have it on my This is the, what's it called? The SX550J box, which is, so far has been pretty cool. The navigation on this thing is kind of a pain in the dick. But once you get it going, it's a cool little box, so I like that a lot. When you have this guy going, one thing I would sort of stress here, is it focusing? Focus. Anywhere, anytime. Okay. You can build these coils out a little further, so they're even closer to the edge of the deck, because the air is coming out the center post now, right? So I don't know, I mean, you can sort of mess around with it. I've sort of found that right about in the middle is probably the most comfortable, but everyone has their own vaping style. But let me wick this thing up, and I'll sort of show you guys how it vapes and talk about it. All right. So here we are, all wicked up. Nothing really special there. What I did do though is instead of filling up the entire bottom of this deck with cotton, it's sort of bridging down and touching just at the very bottom. So almost like an O, but not really. I found if you add too much cotton down in the middle, it has a chance to get sucked up into the and just sort of spit all over the place. So I leave less down in the middle there, but that's really up to you. When you drip this thing, you know, obviously I wouldn't recommend dripping straight down onto the middle there. I'd tip it either to the left or to the right. So if you're trying to figure out which way you're supposed to do it, the posts are here and here. The air holes are here and here, sort of like north and south, and these are east and west, right? So if you have the air holes pointing left and right, and you drip down, it's going to hit this here, and it'll hit both wicks and wick up. So you can do a little bit there, spin it, do a little bit there. Does that make sense? So let me put the cap on, and which it screws on. I don't know if I said that or not, but the whole thing just sort of stays together. So once it's set like this, the juice is sort of encased in this whole thing, and when it's put down, it won't leak anywhere except out the top, and you have to have a lot of juice in here to really make it leak. And I don't know how good of a vape experience it would be if you had that much juice in there. So let's juice this thing up. So that's what it looks like, nice and close up inside there. And the production, just firing it by itself, is like that. I'm hitting this thing at 115 watts and it's 0.47, so let me zoom back out and show you how it actually vapes. Alright? Alright, so same build, right? Screw this thing on. Wicks were pretty saturated, so I'm going to go ahead and grab another full dropper and put it in here. So with the air holes facing left and right, then you can just drip right down in here and put another one in. So you can, it really holds a fair amount, which is cool. And production on it's pretty good. Oh fuck. Here, hold on. Although it's not really meant to be a cloud chasing RDA, you can get a pretty big fucking cloud out of it if you want to. Now the trick with this thing really is to not build like super absurd in this. A lot of people are used to building with 22, me myself being one of them, and you kind of want to build with stuff that's like a little smaller wire, like a 24 gauge or 26 gauge if you're going to be running on a regulated, which I'd probably recommend. You can run it on a mech, and I've done it, and I've run it on a stack before, and it's fine, you know. But the thicker wire, obviously, you have to have more wraps and you have to have more metal on your coil to produce a certain resistance. And the more metal you have in here under the cap, the more it's going to retain heat. And so this thing can get fairly hot. Since there's no outside air going in directly like that, it's sort of coming up through the bottom. Everything stays kind of warm on this. So that's just something to consider when you're using it. But it's a good vape. I dig it. Yeah, so I don't want to. Never mind. What was I gonna say? That's about it. I mean, you know, like I said, it's not meant for cloud chasing. It's meant for a very casual, sort of everyday, comfortable vape that you can carry. That holds a ton of juice, that won't leak, that typically won't over drip as easily as, say, a normal dripper. It has the same sort of flavor as a bottom airflow RDA, except that it's not going to leak out through the air holes, which is a benefit for you. I hope you guys like it. I mean, that's kind of where we're at with this one. There's some fun stuff coming out in the future, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I'm done. Until next time.